Jessica Frost Ballas here from All the Sparkle with a new Dress It Up with Jess video for Waffle Flower. Today I'm going to share a simple but striking card using ink blending and some glittery heat embossing. So let's get started. The October 2019 release from Waffle Flower has an absolutely gorgeous Peony Bouquet set with really detailed, beautiful flowers. And while I do love coloring flowers, I'm always nervous about my ability to do them justice, especially with all that gorgeous detailing in the stamp itself. So I decided I'd just let the stamp set speak for itself and highlight it with a little ink blending and embossing. First, I blended a panel of Basil Sugar Wafer Gray cardstock with black soot distress oxide ink. I kept the ink heavy on the outside of the panel and used a lighter hand as I moved towards the center of the panel. After I was done blending, I set the panel aside to dry completely. I like using colored cardstock for this technique because half the ink blending work is already done for you. Once the panel was dry, I placed it in my MISTI and prepped the panel with a powder tool. I stamped the Peony Bouquet with Versamark and heat embossed it with my favorite glittery gold tinsel embossing powder from Ranger. I just love the combination of neutral gray and gold. Next, I changed the orientation of the large bouquet stamp and added a few more leaves from the set and stamped it again with Versamark before heat embossing it with the same embossing powder. I left an opening towards the top right for my sentiment. I love using a big stamp like the bouquet again just by changing the orientation. It makes it seem like you have even more stamps in the set. I stamped my sentiment with Versamark and heat embossed it with gold embossing powder. Since it's detailed, the plain gold embossing powder is easier to read than the gold glitter powder. After my stamping was finished, I decided to add a little more contrast to the card by adding more ink blending. I used a small blending brush to apply more black soot distress oxide ink to the edges. I didn't use a blending tool because the glittery powder is a little rougher and I didn't want to either rub the glitter off or rip up the blending foam. You could just stamp that beautiful bouquet onto a panel of cardstock, but I hope you can see how the addition of the ink blending really helps the detail in the stamp just pop. And the best part is you could use any color of cardstock with a slightly darker coordinating ink to create a similar look, or do a rainbow of panels to create a card set. You could also add accents to the stamp with a few Copics or a white gel pen. There are tons of options for this simple technique. Finally, I added a few gold gems to just bring a little more sparkle to my card. And that's it. I hope this gives you some ideas for how to dress up this beautiful stamp with just a little ink blending and glittery embossing. No intricate coloring needed. Thanks so much for watching, have a wonderful day, and happy crafting! Bye!